I'm Reverend Koji Jeff Ezaki of Haleiwa Jodo Mission. Thank you for listening to my YouTube sermon. Let's get started with reading a sacred passage together. Please look at the screen. If one holds oneself dear, one should protect oneself well. During every one of the three watches, the wise man should keep vigil. A few months ago, I attended a preaching workshop sponsored by Bukkyo Dendo Kyokai Hawaii in Honolulu. Bukkyo Dendo Kyokai is a non-sectarian Buddhist organization promoting Buddhism. They published the teaching of Buddha, which was translated into 46 different languages. About 8 million copies have been distributed across the world. We may find this book in hotel rooms in the drawers with the Bible. Those who are interested in this book may pick up a copy at Haleiwa Jodo Mission. Dr. George Tanabe Jr. is a member of the executive committee of Bukkyo Dendo Kyokai Hawaii. He himself does not belong to any particular Buddhist or Christian church. However, he did study at the seminary. He held a preaching workshop to share his technique for Buddhist ministers. He sent a flyer to all the Buddhist temples on Oahu, and I responded. 5 participants, 2 local ministers from Honpa Honganji, 2 Japanese ministers from Higashi Honganji, and myself studied together every Monday for 3 weeks. In America, it is said that speech is the second scariest thing after death. It is true. I speak in front of members but feel nervous all the time. The workshops were very special to me because I spoke to reverends from other denominations. The audience was not members, but all reverends. It was a very challenging workshop for me. Each minister presented a short sermon and was videotaped. That made me very nervous. After the speeches, we watched ourselves on the screen and discussed how it was. The points of the discussion were posture, expression, tone of voice, and so on. It's a rare experience to look at ourselves objectively. I often see myself in still pictures, but hardly ever to see my own presentation on film. A sensei swayed his body continually to the right and left while he was speaking. Another looked up many times when he delivered his sermon. One sensei never practiced his speech, so he was totally frozen at the podium. My bad habit was the movement of my eyes. My eyes darted about while I was preaching. By looking at ourselves objectively from the outside, we may realize what kind of habits we have. On the screen, there is a real me, as is, an outward appearance from another guy's point of view. As I said, we don't have a chance to look at ourselves from a third person's point of view. We never know how we look like by others. However, if we can look at ourselves objectively, we can correct our bad habits or wrong deeds and become a better person. The easiest way you can see yourself is look at yourself in the mirror. You can see yourself from another person's viewpoint. The person in the mirror is you, who are seen by others. I think everybody looks in the mirror when you wash your face, brush your teeth, or after a bath. ladies who put on makeup see themselves in a mirror. Whenever I wash my face in the morning, I look at myself in the mirror. Sometimes I look good and sometimes bad. I'm terrible in the morning, especially after I drank too much. After scolding my children the previous day, I feel bad when I see my face the next day. Before the Sunday services, I talk to myself in the mirror. You have to smile more, more. I encourage or persuade myself as I see myself in the mirror. So, what do you think when you see yourself in the mirror? Do you like him? Is he a good person? Is his smiling face beautiful or has a mean face? If you are the other person, do you want to be a good friend with the person in the mirror? You can give advice or correct the person who is in the mirror because that's you, yourself. The person in the mirror must listen to your own voice. What does today's passage say? Love yourself and protect yourself. Every one of the three means one of the rainy, dry, and cold seasons, one of the past, present, and future, or sometimes 1/3 of the day, year, or life. So this passage says we must love ourselves, watching and disciplining ourselves, awaking at least 1/3 of our life. Usually we sleep 1/3 of our life. So this means we must watch ourselves half of our waking time in our entire life. Love yourself. Increase your self-esteem. The person who is kind to others or uses gentle words definitely loves himself. The person who endears and cherishes himself surely be good to others as if taking care of himself. Throughout the preaching workshop, I could watch myself objectively. This gave me a good experience to see myself inwardly. Because if I don't know myself outwardly, if I close my physical eyes to see myself, I cannot reflect upon myself. By seeing myself from another person's viewpoint, I could open my mental eyes to see myself inwardly. So, after you listen to this sermon, see yourself in the mirror. Love yourself, hug yourself, and praise yourself. Please become a person who you love. Develop your self-esteem, and please open your mental eyes to see yourself inwardly. Thank you very much.